Time now for our weekly arts and culture segment, and that means we have our culture correspondent, Song Yujin, here in the studio. Welcome, Yujin.
Hello, Jungmin.
What do you have for us today?
Well, Jungmin, today I would like to introduce a new policy that took effect exactly 2 weeks ago at one of South Korea's most popular tourist spots. And the reason why I wanted to bring this topic to our arts and culture this week is because it's fairly well known among locals, but it seems that many international visitors aren't familiar with it yet. So let's first take a look. Swarms of visitors are now a common sight in Seoul's Bukchon Hanok village. Tourists flock here to see the centuries-old Hanok houses up close. While this historic village delights tourists, life for residents is far less pleasant.
The noise, especially from rolling suitcases, disrupts our mornings and nights, especially since Hanok houses aren't well soundproofed. There's also the problem of littering, and shockingly, some visitors have even relieved themselves near our homes. Others have walked into our house, uninvited, and taken photos inside.
These issues, known as overtourism, have taken a toll, causing the village's population to drop by 27.6% over the past decade. To address this, the government in July this year designated Bukchon as Korea's first special management area under the Tourism Promotion Act.
Since 2018, we've set specific visiting hours for the village, and local residents have worked hard to enforce them. But without legal backing, they were often ignored. Now, with a legal framework in place, we can impose fines for violations.
The village is now divided into 3 color-coded zones based on overcrowdedness, with the strictest regulations in the red zone. So it's past 5 p.m. and I'm here in the red zone of the Bukchon Hanok village, where visitors aren't allowed to enter between 5 p.m. and 10 a.m. Now this area has been one of the most congested spots in the village because visitors come here to take photos in front of traditional Hanok houses. At 5 p.m., monitoring personnel take to the streets, guiding visitors out of restricted areas. The curfew applies to those simply sightseeing, with exceptions made for those visiting stores, museums, or staying in Hanok accommodation within the zone. Residents say they're already feeling a change.
We're thrilled as we can finally have peaceful mornings and evenings.
Tourists we spoke to understood the policy's purpose, but suggested clear guidance.
People, it's supper time till and have time to sleep and rest. So yeah, I think it makes sense if there are hundreds of people around here, they couldn't rest. So yeah.
I think we could have done it if we Googled it a bit more. But I mean, like there could be a sign like further outside, so we wouldn't have like walked already into the street.
However, not everyone is on board. Some local business owners worry about the impact on their livelihoods.
The district office needs to communicate more with local business owners. Instead of strict daily restrictions, a more flexible approach, like limiting visitors during specific periods, might work better.
As overtourism becomes a growing issue worldwide, Bukchon Hanok Village's strategy offers a way to balance visitor experience with residents' quality of life.
So Eugene, as you mentioned, over-tourism is certainly not just a challenge for Korea. So
Right.
How are other countries tackling this problem?
Well, I would like to introduce 2 notable examples, one in Venice, Italy, and the other in Kyoto, Japan. Now, starting with Venice, it became the first city in the world to introduce an entrance fee to visitors. So from April to July this year, tourists were required to purchase a one-day ticket costing €5, which is about $5.30. And the city plans to bring back the policy next year, with the fee doubling to €10. Meanwhile, in Japan, Kyoto's famous Gion Geisha district has also been grappling with littering, harassment of geishas, and overwhelming crowds. So in response, the city has restricted access to certain alleyways since April this year, too.
And turning back to Bukchon, are there any additional measures the district office is planning to prevent over-tourism?
There actually is. So starting from January 2026, the district is going to restrict the passage of charter tour buses, and this is to address illegal parking and traffic congestion. So the restrictions will be in effect year-round, including weekends and holidays, covering a 2.3-kilometer stretch of roads from Bukchon 5길 to Changdeokgung 1길. And exceptions will be made for commuter buses, school buses, and also neighborhood shuttle buses as well. But visitors can still park the buses outside and take a look around the Hanok village village on foot. And although not legally enforced, the village is encouraging visitors to avoid coming on Sundays, designated it as a rest day for the alleyways.
All right, Eugene, thank you for the information and thank you for your report.
Thank you.